The Cophen Valley Campaign 327 to 326 BCE was a crucial phase in Alexander the Great's conquest of the eastern regions of the Persian Empire, specifically in the area around modern-day Afghanistan and Pakistan. The campaign focused on securing the valley of the Cophen River, now the Kabul River, and eliminating the resistance from local tribes and cities before pushing further into India. The battles of Arigaeum, Massaga, and Aornos Rock played pivotal roles in this campaign, showcasing Alexander's military strategy, his ability to adapt to difficult terrain, and his persistence in overcoming strong resistance. Battle of Arigaeum, 327 BC. The Battle of Arigaeum was one of the first major engagements in Alexander's Cophen Valley campaign. Arigaeum was a fortified city located in the region of the present-day Khyber Pakhtunkhwa province of Pakistan. The city was held by a local tribe that opposed Alexander's advance into the region. Alexander's forces, numbering around 30,000, faced a well-fortified city and an entrenched enemy. However, Alexander, always a master of siege tactics, ordered the construction of siege engines and the cutting off of supply routes to the city. He applied constant pressure on the defenders, using his infantry and cavalry to isolate the city and force the enemy into submission. The battle ultimately ended with the surrender of Arigaeum after a prolonged siege. While not as famous as other engagements in Alexander's campaigns, this victory was significant in securing the Cophen Valley and establishing Macedonian dominance in the region. The capture of Arigaeum also allowed Alexander to proceed with his campaign further south into the mountainous regions of Massaga and beyond. Siege of Massaga, 327 BC. Following the conquest of Arigaeum, Alexander moved on to Massaga, another stronghold held by the local tribes. The siege of Massaga was marked by brutal resistance, as the defenders of the city mounted a determined defense against the Macedonian forces. The city's location in a strategic valley, surrounded by rough terrain and defended by skilled fighters, made it a challenging target for Alexander's army. The siege itself was fierce and prolonged. The defenders fought valiantly, using guerrilla tactics and making use of the natural fortifications. The siege saw some notable moments, including the death of several of Alexander's officers during the fighting. The city's defenders were eventually overwhelmed after months of siege warfare, and Massaga fell to Alexander's forces. In the aftermath, Alexander's treatment of the city's inhabitants was harsh, reflecting the challenge the defenders had posed to him. The fall of Massaga was another step in Alexander's consolidation of power in the region, though it also highlighted the challenges of campaigning in the rugged, hostile environment of the Hindu Kush Mountains. Siege of Aornos Rock, 326 BC. One of the most famous and dramatic episodes of Alexander's Cophen Valley campaign was the Siege of Aornos Rock, located near the modern-day Swat Valley in Pakistan. Aornos Rock was an isolated mountain fortress, considered almost impregnable by its defenders. Local tribes had taken refuge in the fortress, hoping that the natural barriers would keep them safe from Alexander's forces. The siege of Aornos Rock is particularly notable because of its seemingly impossible location. The rock was situated on a steep hill with sheer cliffs, making it difficult to scale. Alexander's men, however, demonstrated their resourcefulness and determination. They began by constructing a road up the mountain to carry siege equipment, while also employing their usual tactics of encirclement and cutting off supply lines. The siege itself was arduous, with Alexander's forces using their superior engineering and siege capabilities to overcome the challenging terrain. After several days of siege and constant pressure from Alexander's army, the defenders, realizing they could not hold out any longer, surrendered. Alexander's victory at Aornos Rock was significant because it was considered an almost unassailable stronghold, and its capture bolstered his reputation as a commander capable of overcoming any obstacle. Aftermath and significance. The Cophen Valley campaign marked a crucial phase in Alexander's march towards India. With the victories at Arigaeum, Massaga, and Aornos Rock, Alexander secured the region and cleared the way for his subsequent invasion of the Indian subcontinent. The successful sieges and battles further demonstrated Alexander's military genius, his ability to adapt to challenging terrain, and his strategic use of siege warfare. These battles also had a psychological impact, as they demonstrated to the local tribes that resistance to Alexander's forces would lead to swift and brutal consequences. The siege of Aornos, in particular, became legendary, with many viewing it as a symbol of Alexander's unstoppable military prowess. Moreover, the victories in the Cophen Valley set the stage for the more famous battles of Alexander's Indian campaign, including the Battle of the Hydaspes against King Porus. By securing this strategic region, Alexander had effectively conquered the eastern frontier of the Persian Empire and was poised to continue his push further eastward into the heart of India. Conclusion: Alexander's Cophen Valley campaign, marked by the battles of Arigaeum, Massaga, and Aornos Rock, was one of the most challenging and significant episodes in his conquests. The success in these battles demonstrated his military ingenuity, strategic vision, and ability to adapt to the difficult terrain of the Hindu Kush. These victories laid the groundwork for his subsequent campaigns in India, continuing his legendary journey as one of history's greatest military commanders.